Alright guys, so this might have been a mistake, but you never know. Right now, this is the only Ice Shenron that we can currently get in Dokkan, right? I really want them to badly, upgrade a lot of these Shadow Dragon, units. Like, I want to see all of the Shadow Dragons with usable cards. Until we get that, this Ice Shenron is the only one we've got. He's a pretty good free-to-play unit. He's very good defensively, lowering enemies' attack and stuff like that. Obviously, back in the day, he was very solid. I think nowadays he's probably not going to be as useful, but I figured, since he's the only Ice Shenron in Dokkan, I would go ahead and rainbow him. So let's go ahead and see how solid he can be on that Shadow Dragon Saga team. That is, pretty much one of the smallest categories in the game. So I did want to get some new, fresh rainbows on that team to just sort of give, some more options. So let's see how good this guy can be. Alright guys, so of course, Ice Shenron is only on one category as of the moment, just the Shadow Dragon Saga team, just like Nova Shenron. We'll see. Just like Nova Shenron, I would like to see a new Ice Shenron, card come out. A lot of Shadow Dragon characters do deserve some love. They did do a heavy GT theme throughout the anniversary. They gave us a lot of stuff, but, it's funny. They're still really... Okay, well, that's good. A lot of keys getting sent to Nova. There's really still so many GT characters that I feel like don't have, like, really proper, like, cards. Like, the Shadow Dragons, like, you could do a full row of them. I mean, sure, there's a lot of areas, like, of the Dragon Ball series, right, that have to be filled in still. A lot of the movies are still done sort of lackluster on Dokkan. Really, basically the first, I don't know, you could say 150-ish episodes of Dragon Ball Z aren't really translated the best into Dokkan yet. Okay, so right away we have a pretty solid rotation. So Ice Shenron, right? Basically, his good attack links, he has Brutal Beatdown and he has Shadow Dragons, which both Omega has. He also has Shocking Speed, Coward, and GT. Shocking Speed and GT, Omega both has. So this will be a good rotation right here for Ice Shenron. Of course, we got, all Shadow Dragons right here. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I would love to be able to run a full Shadow Dragon team. You can, but, like, we would have to fill in the last couple of slots with, like rare cards, basically, which is, ridiculousness. Plus, some of these regular Shadow Dragons need to be a bit better anyway. Ice and Nova need to be replaced. I think a Transforming Sin Shenron would probably be a good idea. Let's see how much damage. So he's taking about 18k. Ooh, 279,000. Now, the one big thing about Ice is that when he lowers enemy attack and defense on his, that's from his passive, by 20%. So, 20% low attack lowering is a good number, and then he greatly lowers defense on super attack. The only thing is, the lowering attack from his passive, that is only going to stick just for that turn. I know back in the day, Ice Shenron was actually low-key a very interesting and good option to use, like, on a Buhan team, right? Because, with Buhan, you were just sort of, moving slowly, healing constantly, lowering attacks, stunning, things like that. So Ice Shenron fit in great on that, like, mono-int team back in the day. But now, it's like... a lot of, I mean, lowering attack is useful. I would say the only issue with it is the fact that, it doesn't last for multiple turns, right? So, like, it's really only going to be useful if you have Ice basically on rotation, right? Which is probably not something you're going to be doing very often because, he's just not as powerful as a card. Looking at it, I did rainbow some sort of wonky units during, this 4-year anniversary, but, I wanted to give, some love to a lot of these GT cards, that I've just never really had a chance to use, right? Like, nowadays, with my account the way it is, having all the category leaders, like, basically having all the cards, like, I'm set up to kind of showcase units in the best way possible, basically at all times, right? But, way earlier... There's a lot of, like, units that release, basically anything that released prior to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Physical Omega Shenron, like, I didn't have, like, a, really a solid account. I mean, I guess my global account back in the day was solid after the physical Vegito Blue and Rose Goku Black banner, sure. But, like, you know, obviously it's nothing like what I'm working with here. So, you know, I have wanted to sort of, you know, go back, you know, a lot of those earlier units, kind of do videos on them. You know, that's why, you know, like, even like the AGL Super Saiyan Blue Goku from the Resurrection F film, you know, I did that video, like, showing all of the Super Saiyan Blue Goku's attack stat on the Lineage of Goku team, you know, just kind of doing a lot of stuff like that. Like, you know, and especially, you know, I felt like a lot of these GT characters now during the 4-year anniversary was definitely the time to sort of, you know, give these units rainbows, see how effective they can be. You know, some of these units, like, you know, the Tech Super Saiyan GT Kid Goku I rainbowed, you know, he's obviously not worth it. You know, SCR Majub, definitely not worth it. And then Ice Shenron, well, like, right now is definitely sort of, like, it's like, whew, boy. He's not really too impressive. And Gogeta, yeah, maybe I picked a bad fight to do this in too, because Gogeta, you know, is one of the few bosses that, you know, basically he becomes immune to everything, right? A lot of bosses nowadays, you know, you could still hit them with stuff like attack lowering. This is also the rotation I was looking for too. I don't think Omega will be able to finish Gogeta. No, okay, cool. So Ice, this is going to be his highest attack stat. 360,000. But he did finish Gogeta off. Not bad, Ice, my boy. So there we go. That's basically the best we could do with Ice. You know, he's not going to get a super high attack stat. The other thing, too, is, of course, like, you know, there's not really as many places where he's going to be useful nowadays either, right? You know, like, because Super Battle Road, he's honestly just not quite good enough to go into Super Battle Road. You know, like, it's... Where would he be good? Like, even, like, you know, Dokkan Battlefield and Extreme Z Awakening's not really. I mean, maybe they'll give that Ice Shenron an Awakening. That would be cool. I think, like, you know, they could release a transforming Sin Shenron into Omega Shenron at some point. And then that would be a good opportunity to maybe give some awakenings to maybe like that Ice Shenron, maybe release some other new Shadow Dragon cards. Like, they could all do that sort of at the same time. That would be a good idea. Obviously, with how many GT characters they funneled towards us during the 4-year anniversary, I would say with confidence, we're probably not going to get a lot of GT characters moving forward, right? Well, when I say that, I mean, like, for a couple of months at least, I think we're probably not going to have, you know, GT characters, like a lot of new ones at least, like we have been getting. I'm actually going to go ahead and use an item here. Sin Shenron took quite a lot of damage right there. And at this point, I'm actually going to let LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Omega sort of handle this, because Ice Shenron, I don't think he quite has the strength needed to match up against blue freaking Gogeta. Not quite. Damn, no crit. I was hoping for the crit right there so we could really, you know, put Vegeta down. But with his 18 key super, we should be able to. So Ice, you know, he was good back in the day, but nowadays he's definitely just not as useful. You know, like the really, really long boss rush stage that's there, you know, like the hour-long boss rush stage where you went through like all of the bosses from, you know, basically the first 2 years of Dokkan, right? In that stage, Ice, again, was pretty good, you know, on that, you know, Buhan team. You know, you could sort of, you know, play it slow, healing and all that stuff. But now, unfortunately, our boy Ice Shenron, he just doesn't really have a place. We're still not going to finish either. Yeah, Ice Shenron's not going to be able to take off 2 bars from Blue Gogeta. Wow, we're moving slow. I guess this is a perfect example of how, you know, Nova, Ice, like, you know, Sin Shenron, all of those characters really need to be updated moving forward. Like, a lot of them really could use updates. So, you know, hopefully, you know, they'll come sooner rather than later, but we'll see. Wow, we actually are going to get a Dokkan attack right here. That's how slow we went through the event. We're going to get a Dokkan attack. Okay, all right. All right, Blue Gogeta, have your fun, my boy. Now Nova is going to sit you down. So, all right, guys. This will go ahead and finish up the event, and then after Nova finishes Gogeta off here, let's just go ahead and quickly take a look at Nova Shenron, or not Nova Shenron, but Ice Shenron, you know, sort of break down what he's capable of doing. I really wish the Shadow Dragons, like, could make it onto some other category too. Like all these categories that are out on Dokkan, you know, how many categories are there? Like 30 now or something like that? 25? Somewhere in that range? And like all these Shadow Dragons are basically only on one category except for Physical Omega. It's depressing. But alright, let's go ahead and take a look at what Ice Shenron can do. Alright guys, so this is Ice Cold Warrior Ice Shenron. His leader skill is Tech and Physical type enemy attack minus 20%, so that's quite bad. His super attack is the Super Ice Ray, which does extreme damage and greatly lowers defense. His passive skill, Arctic Blast, is attacked enemies attack and defense minus 20%. Not a horrible passive, but, you know, nowadays, obviously, it's aged a bit, and it only does last for the one turn, which definitely would be the biggest negative for him there. His links are Brutal Beatdown, Shocking Speed, Coward, GT, and Shadow Dragons. His 12K multiplier is 130%, which, you know, for a free-to-play unit from, you know, over 2 years ago at this point, I guess that, you know, that seems fine. And then, of course, he is on the one and only one category team, the Shadow Dragon Saga. So, I mean, yeah, our boy Ice Shenron wasn't really too impressive there. I would actually even say, you know, Majub was better than our boy Ice Shenron. But oh well. Hey, another Shadow Dragon rainbowed. I'll do it, even if this definitely might have been a waste of orbs. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.